I see the light of home, baby, I wanna home. Your lighthouse show me the way. Easy was real low, what are we waiting for? You must say we want to say. Baby, now we are men. Is it only in your heaven? Cause your eyes are my prison. I can't tell you, I can't tell you, stop. I see the light of home, baby, I wanna home. Your lighthouse show me the way. Easy was real low, what are we waiting for? You must say we want to say. Baby, man, we are men. Is it only in your level? Cause your eyes are my prison. I can't tell you, I can't tell you, stop. I can't tell you, stop.
Oh, right. That was a drippy beat, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I'm drippy, but the doctor gave me something for that. Man, we're hip. We're talking like the kids wearing sunglasses. Well, most of us. That's awesome. We're cool. So, welcome back, Thirsty Thursday. I think this is the first Thursday episode we've ever had, isn't it?
I'm sure.
That's why I was like, "Hey, Thirsty Thursday, we should do that," because I think we used to do Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, anything.
I
in
like
between.
Thursdays.
I like Thursdays too. It's one day
Thursdays is a
closer
good-
to Friday.
Thursdays is a good day of the week.
Yeah, you can't argue.
We got a lot of
That,
folks in the chat here.
Everyone jumped in at the last minute. We're at 5 now. We're what, up to 10, 12?
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here on a Thursday night.
With your rude words.
We know that you could probably, be elsewhere, but probably not because you play simulation football. So where are you going to be on
Yeah.
Thursday night? You're
And
here
we're
with
not
the
as-
rest of us.
We're not as big
We're
of
all
dorks as we used to be because we've lost some weight, right?
I lost a couple pounds.
We've
Some,
lost
some,
weight.
Colin-
some more than others. let me
Colin's
tell
in
ya.
second, but congratulations to Beth. No one knows Beth, but she is definitely leading.
She's a winner.
And she is going to probably take the cake, but that's great. Good for her. So we got a lot to go over tonight. I think, pretty concise. We've been keeping it pretty short, and we will do our best to do it this time. So only probably an hour and a half, 2-hour episode, Colin. I'd say that's probably about right. Knowing when we say we're going to keep it short.
Never again.
Never again. So, I'll let you introduce the segments for this evening, I guess, unless we want to touch on anything else before we jump right into it.
Well, why don't we just catch up? It's been a couple weeks. Something significant has happened in my life that I would like to share.
Oh,
because I am now an old man.
Did it go away?
Oh,
Because what?
Oh,
I'm
something
30.
good. Never mind.
I am now 30 years old. I feel like my prime is up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It
Let me
ain't gonna
tell
be
you.
up for much longer.
After 30, it's all downhill.
Yeah. Which
Derek
is
and I have
why
been here for
I've
about 3
decided to
years.
make a physical transformation as well.
This is
this
like
might stick around for a while.
Oh, the
this is
mustache?
like
Uh-huh.
maybe we should rename this thing to like the Three Old Guys podcast because like three old geezers in a microphone. Like
We tried to be cool in the beginning, and everyone yelled at us. So it's over.
Because even though one of us is a dad, at our age, all three of us act like dads. Because
well, you guys are
exactly
uncles,
what happened.
right? Yeah,
I mean that's
Uncle,
true.
I
Uncle
did fall
Derek
asleep
and
at
Uncle
9:30 last
Buttface.
night. She calls me Ryan. It's fine. Your wife did not ruin it.
But I had a great birthday. My wife gave me the thumbs up to hang out with two of my best friends in Huntington for the weekend, and I had a great time.
Ryan.
I had a great time. Did you guys have a good time?
I was
Well-
all in, man. Huntington, you know what they say? It's the party capital of West Virginia. It is the Atlantic City of the Midwest.
I mean, I had a great time. My wallet, not so much.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you got
towards the
free
end, my
sushi
wallet.
out of it
I mean, I appreciate you.
on a big old boat.
That is true. That
We
sushi
did have a
boat.
boat
Thank
of
you,
sushi.
Colin, for big leaguing us and buying that sushi boat.
Yeah,
Had a
see,
great day at the
Colin,
casino.
Let me set the scene for everyone before we jump into this. I feel
That's
it's
fair.
important to know that we all hit up a casino this weekend, and you think Colin is lucky in the simulation football world? You've never stood next to this man at a slot machine. I have seen him walk up, put $20 in, hit the button, win automatically. Walk 2 slot machines over, put $20 in, hit the button, win on the first spin. And I'm not talking $5. I'm talking 50, 100, 400. That is what happened.
82 free spins
Repeatedly
on the Buffalo
For
machine.
6 hours.
And
Man.
slot machines, some of the lowest odds to win in a casino. Colin just walks up to him like a savant and just is like, yeah, this one will work.
You got to know which ones are calling your name. I have a secret ear for that.
The
it's a
slot
sixth- it's a
machine
sixth
whisperer,
sense.
Colin Pierce. Oh, the slot whisperer.
That could
That's
be a YouTube
different type
channel.
of slot.
Maybe
It
something.
could be. I feel like it would be banned for no reason. No reason at all.
All right.
That's a mighty fine Mason
Anything
card.
new with you guys?
No.
No. Sorry.
I'm just
All right, well.
suffering from a lot of existential dread because you think you're getting old.
Mm-mm.
Next week, I also am turning a corner, and not
What are
really
ya?
a corner. I'm kind of falling down a hill because it's only
Oh, the
only
double
East Coast.
threes.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. And
Seems like just
Yeah.
yesterday we celebrated your 30th.
I know, right?
Wow,
Fly, how time flies.
sure
It's
does fly.
because I'm starting to get early onset dementia and can't remember.
You're like a
Shit
fine
goes by
wine,
quick when
Derek.
you have no idea what's going on.
Well, I feel like we're all caught up.
Yeah.
But we've got
You regret
a
asking us
Lot
to
whisperer.
catch up, right?
A different stream. Yeah, that's
well, we've got a couple of different segments to do here. I'm going to throw them up here real quick. We've got a rapid fire recap where we will go over last week's games, and then we'll go into a new segment called Bet on It, and then we will finish with our favorite segment of Helmet Hot Topics, where you guys and Derek come up with a bunch of random topics that we will spitfire and go through however many we can, depending on the time. So, well, let's just get this started with a rapid fire recap. There were,
clockwise rotation, like all the greatest things.
yeah, like all the great things. Whichever one of you, either of you go first, because you both have 3. Actually, probably Derek needs to go first.
Well, wait. We have someone asking for breaking news. Do we talk about this? Seeing for the first time ever, we also have a stream on a day where there was some major news.
Yeah, there was a lot of news. We would definitely, it's on our schedule to talk about.
Okay, we can wait. We will talk about it. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Just
shut
thought
I
up.
that-
think we need to give it its own time.
that's fair.
So,
We will cover the breaking news, but in good time. People trying to tell us what to do. Colin.
yeah, but no, I think Derek should start us off because you two have 3, and then I have 2 games to go over, so that way it'll end
Gotcha.
unawkwardly.
Well, so to let it be known, we all kind of took some research and looked over some games from last week. I'm going to start it off in no order particular. Green Bay Wolfpack, KC Cyclones, Week 5. Quick 30 seconds. KC held on to win by 1. It was a tight game. Green Bay, 342 passing yards, 8 rushing yards.
Ooh.
If you talk about one-dimensional, that might have been their downfall. KC, 256 passing, 111 rushing. a little bit better. They also had an interesting thing: 26 minutes of possession, overshadowing
That's a lot.
Green Bay. So they did a lot. Honestly, the ticket to the game, the key to the game, I have a key draw next to it, was a huge game by quarterback Jake Lesnar, who had 256 passing yards with 1 touchdown and then 15 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. So 3 touchdowns by their quarterback, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air.
Whoa.
That made it work for the Cyclones.
Hmm.
Also, the 3 interceptions by Grant didn't help things. So there's that one.
Okay. Thank you, Derek. Ryan? Oh.
Always dramatic. I had to wet my whistle first. So I'm gonna start out. I have my games in order here, but I'm actually gonna jump out of order. Not that anybody can see that. But Miami Montreal won by a hefty 20 points, 36-16. I know there's a couple different hiccups in the beginning, different playbook things, line things, cornerback things. But at the end of the day, still a 20-point difference. Passing yards over, well, just about 100, like 90 passing yard difference, which definitely comes into play here. The running game really wasn't much for either side, 65 and 68 yards respectively for Montreal and Miami. But the time of possession, as Derek talked about, an extra 5 minutes for Montreal, 24 minutes, almost 25 minutes to Miami's 19, and then the turnovers definitely got Miami 2 to Montreal's just 1. But overall, the passing game definitely took precedence. Montreal's Showtime Pearson, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then it's awkward to talk about my player, Ryan Roosevelt, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. So for a combined 3 passing touchdowns and 220 yards. Definitely a big difference there versus Miami's 237 total passing yards. Moving on to Charleston and Boston.
Hang on. Hold that thought. We'll come back around to you.
We're doing
doing
one,
circles.
just going in circles.
Oh, I thought you did all 3 of yours, or all 3 of yours, Derek.
Oh no!
Shut up, Ryan. Sorry.
Shut up, Ryan. On to the game that we all care about, Detroit at Pottsville, right? Because everybody watched that game. I had to go back and watch it about an hour ago.
I was surprised.
So, Pottsville came out scoring on the very first drive. That's what people expected. But what we didn't expect was for Detroit to answer back quickly. The game was tied at 7-7. And I think that was surprising to me. And at that point, we were all kind of like, is there a chance? Well, the answer is no, because after halftime, Pottsville pulled away 38-7. Detroit had a whopping -6 yards rushing. So Pottsville was all over and probably running that Bear defense that Dave likes so much. The game ended at 62-21. I'm assuming there were some substitutions there at the end, letting Detroit score a couple touchdowns at there towards the end. But Pottsville ending the game with 520 all-purpose yards. Detroit having a surprising 300-plus all-purpose yards for that game, still only scoring 21 points. So.
All right, for my next one, I covered the Steamers and the Vipers, Salt Lake City, Louisiana. All in all, it was a defensive affair in this one. Louisiana just could not get in the end zone. A lot of field goals. Not a lot else going on in that game. Like I said, Nate Peterman Jr. with 232 passing yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Colin Pierce struggled, 209 yards, 0 TDs, 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Rough day.
It was a rough one
rough
for
day
him.
at the office.
Yeah. To be honest, Salt Lake City had 3 takeaways, 2 sacks. I forgot to write down the score. It was a win for the Vipers. They won in pretty much every category: passing, rushing, time of possession. But all in all, defensive, not a super high scoring game, just not a good day for the Steamers and Colin Pierce.
No. Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Alrighty. So Charleston and Boston. A pretty decisive win here by the Boston Whales, 40-17 over a really good Charleston team. But I think the biggest decisive things here, you have to look at some of the rushing yards by Boston. Blanchard, 125 yards, as well as time of possession. Again, Boston, it's almost 29 minutes of the game to Charleston's 14 and a half. And then the biggest one I think that really had to make the difference here is turnovers. Charleston had 4 total turnovers. Boston had none. I think that's obviously going to put any team in a real rough spot. I have to give a shout out here to Lewiston, receiver for Boston, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. Something looking at the passing stats, probably one of the closest areas for these two teams, but still, shout out because he really, I guess 60% of the yards were this guy alone for passing. And so, time out there. Go ahead.
No, you can finish your thought, but Colin, you're better at breaking these things down. We need to get into transactions right now.
Yeah, I've been
Open it
seeing
up.
that.
That is a huge 3-team deal that just went down. Major implications across the league. It is breaking news happening right during this broadcast.
We've got a big switch up happening in the WFA within the last week of transactions. The deadline is at the end of the week, right?
Yeah.
We've got a 3-way trade between the Corn Butts, the Green Bay Wolfpack, and the Federals. So my phone's been blowing up. Nolan telling me to check my phone, check DMs. The chat's blowing up here with everything that's happening. So let's just review that real quick, and then we will continue on with our show. But this takes precedence right now.
Yeah, breaking news. You only get it every once in a while.
Yeah. So Des Moines is sending out Woods, who I believe is the running back. Is that correct?
I'm not looking at a roster.
I think Woods is the running back. He's a silver running back. I know Nolan was looking to downgrade from gold to silver. I believe that is a silver running back going to Charleston from Des Moines. But Alex Perry, who we've had it in Montreal, he is a gold defensive lineman going to Charleston. And then Marquez Vick going back to Green Bay. Wait.
Ooh,
wait. That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
Back.
He was at the Victoria Vanguard, and now is going back to Green Bay. Yes, Ryan.
Woods is actually a gold running back. Just brought him
there
up
you go.
here.
Okay.
And is the starter for the Corn Kings.
Okay.
That's right. Was the starter. Absolutely.
So we have Des Moines giving up gold quarterback, gold defensive end or defensive lineman, and gold receiver. So rough.
Wow.
Green Bay giving up Nathan Molyneux to Des Moines. Flash Hendricks to Des Moines. That's the running back. J.J. Bryant, I believe that's a wide receiver, to Des Moines. And Blake Sellers is moving to Des Moines. This guy moves around, doesn't he?
He gets around.
Maybe one day he'll actually be a champion.
He gets around. And Charleston is sending Cade Smith to Green Bay. Good pickup there for Green Bay. So,
Again,
Hammer knows how to use Cade Smith.
He had 8. Green Bay had 8 rushing yards in week 5. You can't tell me they won't improve with a pickup like that.
I think this has now become the Green Bay Vanguard. I think that's who we're looking at here. So with these players being added, we've got 2 old Vanguards coming back to play for their old head coach.
And then you have also Federals are sending Coulter Hands, solid wide receiver prospect, and Mike Swim.
It's a lot of... I wonder how long that took. I would like to be a fly on the wall during those negotiations.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be a lot of fun. So
no picks either. All player for player, which is
rare.
Unique.
Yeah, that's big. That's exciting. Good for them. I hope that helps them reach their goals. So,
well, all right. Back to talking about why they made these trades and how these games went back
and what happened last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you have anything else to recap on Charleston's game? I was super surprised by that game.
I think that was a good endpoint. I'm good with just the way what I've touched on here. I think that pretty much makes up why Charleston just did not perform as well as Boston in that. So props to Boston though for coming in and beating a good solid team in Charleston.
I love to see Boston doing well. I always have. So.
Boston doing whale, perhaps.
Oh,
Oh man, you're funny sometimes, Ryan.
I'm on it tonight,
Yes.
man.
Okay, my last game of the night is Lincoln Spiders at Des Moines Corn Kings. Des Moines finishing the first quarter up 21-7. At halftime, they were up 31-14 with similar all-purpose yardage and similar stats all around. However, the difference maker was 3 turnovers in the first half by the Spiders. The game ended at a whopping 58-21. With the Corn Kings having 473 all-purpose yards and the Spiders having 402. So they got the ball down the field but couldn't finish or turn the ball over. That was the issue. But Chad Rowland, let's give a shout out to him for all his hard work. What a great job he's been doing with the Spiders in Lincoln.
Yep.
So
For sure.
and with
And
all these teams maybe coming up for grabs, definitely a strong candidate in my opinion.
absolutely. And according to the chat, they were in top about a week, and then they had a 3-way with each other for about an hour.
I remember
made.
I've done one of those before.
I can't last an hour anymore.
Oh man.
My final game I covered was Memphis and New Haven. The Tribe win a close one. It's just simply that. And that's what ended. A walk-off,
Wow.
95-yard bomb down the field. It was beautiful.
Hang
Well
on
done.
1 second here, guys. I think we might have disconnected for a second. I got a notification that said OBS disconnected. Let me wait and get some thumbs up from the audience here and make sure that we're still good. If you guys can still hear us, just give us a thumbs up emote.
Oh, you're good.
in
I
the-
haven't pulled
in the
up on my
chat.
screen. You're
We're
good.
good.
We're still live. We're good.
Okay, just want to double
Yep.
check that.
You're
All
fine.
right, finish us out here.
And now
All
finishes
right.
out, Ryan.
I'm always good at finishing everyone off. So Jamaica and Wyoming. A close game here, only about a 7-point difference, 34-27. Wyoming takes a great Jamaica team here, but not for lack of effort on either side of the ball. Jamaica's rushing attempts actually were well beyond what Wyoming was able to put up. 83 yards. Harden doing a great job of that. But ultimately, it just doesn't make sense. Time of possession for Jamaica, 26:47
Whoa.
to Wyoming, 17 minutes.
Wow.
I don't get it. If anything, it comes down to turnovers, but it was 2-1. It wasn't anything significant, but it was a close game.
Big
Touchdown
plays for
difference.
Wyoming.
And Wyoming, it comes down, I think, ultimately to receiver play. You have Foster, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, and McFlynn, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. At the end of the day, I think it literally is just they had some receivers that were on an extra 60 yards or so of passing offense, and I think that made the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Great
those
week.
saying they for those saying they missed everything I said, I just recapped Memphis and New Haven, and all it was a back and forth game that ended in a walk-off touchdown throw to Jeffrey Macklin. It was like a 95-yard bomb.
That's
Simple
awesome.
as it is.
Another Macklin bull. All right. What we're going to do is we are going to pull up a random wheel. That's going to be right over top of Ryan's face because I had nowhere else to put it. And we are going to pick a team. What we're going to do is we are going to decide as a group where the money line is, where the record is, the over-under for win-loss ratio, and then we're going to bet on it. And we're going to bet some real things on this, not money, but yes, there will be. We'll just show you how it goes. So let's pull up the random wheel here. That's right over top of Ryan's face. Okay, here we go.
All right, who's this going for? Or is this
No.
for all three of us? Are we each getting one?
All three of us are going to do this together.
Oh,
Or actually, no, that's a good idea. Let's pick somebody. Let's do this 3 times. All right. Which one of you wants the hummingbirds? And then the other two will decide the over-under, and then whoever has them, will pick what they're wagering.
Ooh,
All right.
that one's too up in the air. I don't know if I want that.
All right, that's a good one for Ryan. Ryan, you've
All
got the
right,
hummingbirds.
Y'all can screw right off.
All right, so Derek and I need to do a little bit of research here while we talk about Jamaica. Let me pull up Jamaica's banner here real quick.
Their next game in week 6.
So we need to look up here. Right now they are 3-2.
Right.
Okay, they are 3-2. Let's look up the schedule by team.
They're going up against Salt Lake City, week 6, who is 4-1.
Salt Lake, Des Moines, Green Bay, Salt Lake again, Louisiana, Kansas City, Lincoln Spiders.
So you said they're 3-2 right now.
They
Yep.
are.
2.
All right. Personally, I think a good over-under here is 5-7.
Okay.
If you want to go higher, we might put this over-under at 6-6.
Yeah, I was probably going to say 6-6.
Okay. All right. Ryan, the over-under is at 6-6.
Okay.
Muddle that a little bit and tell us your wager and your pick.
6-6 with 7 games left in the season.
Yes.
Right.
What do
Okay.
you think they are? And what do you think they're going to be, over that or under that? And if you're wrong,
If you're wrong,
You
you need to
wager.
wager. Yep.
Right. Okay. They're playing a lot of teams right now. They're going to play a lot of teams, I should say, that have the same record as them, and one team twice that is 1 win higher than they are. So I think, and the Steamers, I think it's a guaranteed win unless something drastically changes. The Cyclones, I think, could be a really solid win unless something changes. On the Lincoln Spiders here, at 3-2, again, another team that's currently at the same spot as they are. So we'll call that a 50-50. I think they at least go 7-5. I'm taking the over on this one.
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
And if you're wrong, what are you wagering?
If I am wrong, so this will occur, I guess, at the end of the season. Could we wait
Yes,
and see how
after the
things play
regular
out?
season, I think we plan a stream for.
If I
after the
am
regular
wrong, the next stream after that, I will do in a tube top.
Ooh,
You have one of
I
those?
like it.
No, I don't, but it gives me time to gather up the
That's
supplies.
fair. That's fair. Okay. So you took the over of 6-6.
I said there'll be 7-5. So as long as it's 7-5 or above, right? I'm good.
I don't
So-
see it. I don't see it, but I wish you luck.
You, sir.
That's a tough one.
That's why.
This is going to be tough.
I
will
have
take
my
the- I
have my
will
stats
take-
here up on my
I
screen.
will take
so
the
I'm
next
just-
one, no matter who it is.
Mhm.
I'll be the next one to make a wager on,
All right.
Easy Detroit.
without even seeing it.
Let's pull it up here. Man, Detroit would be tough with a new owner.
That's
Okay.
what I
I
need.
know.
Here we go for Derek.
Whatever it is, it's like flipping, doubling up, and having it face down. What do you?
Let's roll
we
again.
can't do the
We'll
same.
roll again. No, we can't do the
Wait.
same.
Oh, wow.
Let's
Jamaica's
go
getting
again.
lucky today. 1 in 16 chance.
Oh my.
Kansas.
Ooh, Kansas City.
Oh my. What are they sitting at right now?
2-3.
2-3. You guys make your predictions.
All right, let's look at this here. So they are.
I have to look at the
2-3
schedule here.
now.
Let me pull it up. Kansas City. So Wyoming, Salt Lake, Des Moines, Wyoming, Lincoln, Jamaica, Louisiana. Similar to Jamaica. It's like they're the next one over. Honestly, Colin 6-6 doesn't sound bad for this one either, does it?
I was thinking 5-7 again.
5-7.
I was actually, yeah. they've got some tough teams to play.
Let me do some football math here. Well,
Let's
okay.
give them 6-6.
Well, I'm just Let me just double check myself here before Derek officially buys in. Mhm.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Lincoln.
Owner and coach Bill Cherry, KC Cyclones.
They have 2 right now.
2 wins.
They have 2.
We can't do 6-6, Ryan.
We can't. Is that what you said?
No, we have
5
to
and
do lower
7.
than that.
5 and 7.
Let's do 5 and 7.
I was just going back and double checking myself.
So if
5 and
I-
7, I think is the fair one.
So
Yeah,
do
Derek,
you
your line's at
count?
5
Do
and
you
7.
count even? If I was to pick the under, if they hit 5 and 7, is that a loss for me?
I mean, so I guess
It's a
technically we need
wash.
to put a half in there. Oh. Yeah, let's do
Well, I think-
5.5.
Under, I think it has to be under 5. What do we think
let's
it's fair?
do-
We can decide it now, though. I think if it's 5 and 7 and they hit 5 and 7, do we just call it void
I'm fine with void
Okay.
for any of us.
for any of us?
Like
right?
if it hits
Okay.
6 and 6, it's
6 and
void.
6 for me, it's void.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So I
fair.
think it's fair because how are you going to figure out halves? 5.5 and 6.5.
They need to win 5 games or more than 5 games. Or
More than
5
5.
games
So they need to
less.
win 3 games. Well, I guess it depends on what you bet on.
Well, if you want to get the over, they have to win 4.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so they have some tough matchups.
They do.
They could get some surprising wins. I'm going less. 5 or less. And if I'm wrong, so Bill Cherry proved me wrong. If I am wrong and they win more than 5 games, whatever our stream after the regular season, before the postseason, I will wear a full Gumby costume with a sign around my neck that says Bill Cherry is daddy.
Ooh, somebody needs to write that down. Don't let us forget
Hey
that.
man, it's on video. It's in the internet.
Full Gumby costume.
If that is not
Permanent.
motivation,
Bill Cherry is daddy around my neck
man.
if he wins more than 5 games.
Yes.
Derek Jacob's starting to sound like me. Prove me wrong.
Yes, prove them wrong. Get those dubs.
I want to see
Love
the
it.
Gumby costume, man, and the daddy sign.
I got connections, don't you worry.
All right, last one.
This is the
All right,
interesting
this
one
is
for
for
Colin.
Colin.
That's right.
This is for Colin.
It was almost Montreal.
Oh, such an
Charleston
up and down
Federals.
team.
Okay. It's no different than Jamaica, 3-2. I mean,
Yeah.
let's go to the roster here, the schedule here.
Oh my, Montreal. Well, that's a loss. But so they're 3-2 right now. That's what they're
Yep.
sitting at.
Yep,
Yep.
3-2.
This is different than the other two.
Hey, 5 and 7, maybe 6 and 6. That's a little bit of bias thrown in there because they played Montreal twice.
They play Memphis.
They played
Memphis also
and they played
4-1.
Pottsville.
Miami
either.
3-2.
They have a tough road. But don't forget the trade. With this team, there's some factors in there.
I'll give them
Hey.
3 wins. I really think 6 and 6 on this one. I gave
Smith's
some
no
people.
longer on the team.
What I really
Hands.
did, I'll be completely like transparent with what I did here. Some of the people who have the same record as them, I gave them like half win.
I got you.
And if you give them half wins for 3-2, those teams, because it could go 50-50.
It is going to be a different offense.
We're looking at
so-
3 wins the rest of the season.
and
For
that's-
sure.
so
3 guaranteed wins.
6 and 6.
6 and 6.
I'll
because
give
the
Colin
others
6
are
and
wild
6.
cards. The others are wild cards. So
I'll give
they
Colin
upset
6 and
a
6.
4-1 team that's currently sitting at 4-1.
Due to the trade, and this maybe offense looking different, I'll go 6 and 6.
So you guys are on
I
6
agree.
and 6.
6 and
Yeah.
6.
Your own flesh and blood over or under 6.
This is an easy bet. Nolan is going to do way better than 6-6, and I hate that
You can't help it.
because I want to be the brother that wins all the games.
You
But
already have a Gen Bowl.
Nolan's his team's tough. Where I'm struggling in the Sims against him this past week when we play him coming up here. And I think if I feel like Montreal has a 50-50 chance of beating Charleston, what do the other teams have that he plays?
Fair.
I'm taking Nolan. I'm taking the Charleston Federals on the over all day.
And what? Or you're
And I'm wagering big on this one. I'm gonna do a twofer. I'm gonna do a twofer on this. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna if Nolan is not over 6-6, then I will buy a Charleston Federals shirt and wear it on air. And I will drink whatever Nolan wants me to drink during the episode.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. So I think that's an easy bet.
Okay.
That's an easy bet.
We might be underselling him, and that might be just a win for Colin. So
I would
prove
like
us wrong,
to
Nolan.
just throw that out there. You can't throw the Berserkers games to prove yourself right.
I would never.
Not that I would ever expect you to
better
ever
not.
do that.
I would never.
That would never be worth it.
All right.
All right, Helmet Hot Topics. This is one of the favorites anymore.
We've had a handful of contributions from the crowd, which we really appreciate. Anytime you think of a topic you'd like us to go over, feel free to DM it to me, and I'll throw it in the helmet. Like I said, we have quite a few, ranging of all type of topics. One fell out. Let me see what this first one is.
Bum, bum, bum.
This actually is very relevant to what we just talked about.
Nice.
This is a crowd submission with Boston's explosion against Charleston. What is that week? That was week
Last
5?
week. That was last week.
Yeah.
Last week, week 5. Yep.
Is Charleston legit or phony?
You already know my answer.
Well, I know it is. Colin's saying they're legit. They're saying that was a bump in the road. It's hard because they go from almost setting the passing record to getting.
Here's the thing. Yeah,
trampled.
You're right, and that's and there is something hidden in that. No, if Nolan, and I hope he's listening.
He is right there. He's saying we're underselling him.
He's whining about.
Nolan
it right
needs to listen. You need to stop focusing on these records and focus on getting dubs on whatever team you're playing. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care if you set the all-time record if you don't go 500.
He's influencing the witness for the competition. Get out of here.
Nolan, I just don't want him to get hyper-focused on these records. A lot of people do. That's not what matters.
I will not say phony. I will say legit, but there's growing pains. First-time owner.
Mm-hmm.
He did inherit a darn good team, very good team. So he got lucky in that. But he also has one of the toughest roads ahead, especially if you look at coaches' polls and what people are saying around the league. He's facing 3-4 of the top 8 teams in the league: Miami, Montreal,
potential Gin Bowl goes. Yeah.
All like several.
Yeah.
He has 3 games against teams that are 4-1. 2 against Montreal, 1 against Miami.
That is a tough road.
And that's not a mistake at this point in the season, for someone to be 4-1.
But to answer the question, he's not phony.
Okay.
Charleston's here to play. That's what I think.
Ryan, you saying phony or legit?
Well, shit. I don't want to agree, just have this bland, like, all 3 of us agree thing. But at the same time, I think... Oh, Derek disappeared. Oh, he's back. Okay,
Baby,
good.
come back.
I got worried. Like abducted. No, I mean, I think Charleston is a very, very good team. And like you said, they had good bones when Nolan became the owner. And Nolan's only built upon that, including this, trade that we're, going crazy over right now. But at the same time, with the road ahead, it could go either way. 1 week can be a bad week, and it's nobody's fault. APF, as we know, can just be an odd thing when it comes to Sims. I think they're for real. I don't think they're phony.
Okay.
I think Nolan has learned Something from Colin. Maybe not quite a lot, but something.
All right. Another one right here.
Don't give away all the secrets, Colin.
Another crowd submission. So I'll ask you the question, then I'll give you, I guess, what they were thinking when they asked.
Okay.
The question as asked is, should Rookie of the Year matter this season? And I think why they're bringing that up is with the fantasy draft, with everything that happened, should something like that matter, like Rookie of the Year?
I mean, I'll go first if
Yeah,
you
go
guys
ahead.
don't mind. I think it has to matter. I think you can't cut short those that were drafted as rookies, or else why would anybody want to be, want to come up in this league and play for the WFA? I think it was a different type of off season, but at the same time, I just don't see why we want to cut anybody down because of just the way things played out versus a normal season. So simple enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like everybody's restarted with their teams. So,
Yeah.
you can look at it from the angle of, yeah, rookie season isn't as important, or you can look at it as, if a rookie does shine during this season, that's a big deal
Yeah,
because everybody got whoever they wanted, pretty much.
that's true.
And if you got a rookie that's doing well, you've got something really good on your hands.
And I
that's
think
fair.
a good point is if this were 2 seasons ago and the same thing played out and Bradley Davis happened to jump on in as a rookie running back and blew it up, would he not want to be recognized nonetheless?
Yeah,
What a great backup.
everybody wants
Should he not
recognition.
be? Let's say this. Should he not be? Not that he wants to be, but
Yeah.
it's only fair given the contribution.
I still think the rookies deserve recognition, especially Rookie of the Year.
All right, I agree. Just while we're here, I know Jake's putting it in mainly because it's about him. Another transaction just happened. Green Bay sends their starting quarterback to New Haven. They send Leroy Lucas Grant and Mike Swim to New Haven for Gabe Chubson.
Who's that?
I have no clue.
Who's Chubson?
Who's your quarterback? You putting in Liam?
Who's Chubby Tubby? He better not be a QB. That's not a QB name. I bet you they're sticking with their other QB.
They do have two on the roster.
Yeah, they've got two. They've been not too impressed with Leroy Lucas.
Hard to replace Nate Peterman, huh?
Yeah, always trying to find that guy.
Huh. Yeah, let us know who Chubby Tubby is, and we'll move on.
All right, I'm going to move on. Next topic. Ooh, this one's a little more down our alley. And this is also a submission, and if I'm not wrong, a submission from one of the commissioners. Oh, Gibby Chubson? My bad, not Chubby. Which owner, coach, and player would star in a WFA romantic comedy? Sexiness optional.
Or a rom-com?
So it's owner, coach, or player, or all combination?
It just says owner/coach and player.
So
at least two people from the WFA.
Any combination
that you think would star in a romantic comedy with, and it had in addition sexiness optional.
That's so funny. I've got only one player that comes straight to my mind, so I'd like to start off here. This is a player from Green Bay. He is all about presentation, and I think there's also a little bit of humor to his personality, which I think would work well in a rom-com. And his name is T.T. McGee. And I can see a beautiful love story develop between Wolfpack kicker T.T. McGee and maybe a cheerleader from Montreal or something like that. That'd be a beautiful story. And it'd be hilarious. Definitely a rom-com.
Okay. That's an interesting take on that.
Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if you froze or if you were just waiting for me because you
I'm waiting for you.
stopped. So, I mean, I feel like I'm being very cliche and just unimaginative here, but I feel like it's the classic love story, albeit a comedy, between Liam and Jake.
Oh, that is.
I think, see, like, so we start off, Jake, the owner, Liam, the head coach, going towards the Gen Bowl, get to the, Pacific Conference Championship, get to the Gen Bowl, don't quite win the Gen Bowl. Liam departs, goes far away, and starts his own team over in San Diego, on to Victoria, and then years later, they reconcile, and the love is complete.
Finally reconnects with his dad.
And
Right.
see, it's funny you bring that up because I have something similar where two, and maybe not as far as like dad son relationship, but it's two people who have a relationship that goes back seasons, who just as of recently have become close and reunited. And what I'm seeing is Zach, the Corn King, and Mr. Blake Sellers, a once hateful relationship, star-crossed and rivals, if you will. I remember many a confrontational general chat between these two to only be reunited in Iowa, in Des Moines, the lovers' state, if you will. And I think this could only be it.
I love the chat here.
Not the notebook,
Not
the
the notebook,
playbook.
the playbook.
Playbook
I
is a
love
great name.
Amazing. I'm done. Amazing. Thank you, guys.
All right, what do you guys
Awesome.
think? One more topic, and then we'll acknowledge what happened today.
Yeah, I think so. All right, and this is an older one. It's been in the helmet for a little while.
Blow the dust off of it.
This is just one answer, kind of off the top of your head. And I want you to act as if we do not have a team in Montreal. We are not there because this is a relocation / in a dream location for a new team or to relocate a team in the WFA. If you were to pick somewhere else, or if you had a dream spot, where are you putting your team?
Okay.
I got it already, so.
You have it. Let it rip.
I'm
So
pulling
I
up Google
think,
Maps.
Colin, you study up. I'll talk. So I think that it's an area that previously was inhabited by the WFA. It's an area close to my heart, and I think that it is
Chicago.
endless. It's an endless area of opportunity. No, not Chicago. That was ruined for all of us. Those spooky ghosts never can haunt Chicago again. No, but I think Las Vegas. And I think in the real sports world right now, hockey, basketball, WNBA, NFL, possibly Major League Baseball. Like I said, NBA, they just agreed to build a huge arena complex for basketball, hopefully, at the north end of the strip. But I think that town is becoming a sports town. And I know the Las Vegas Gamblers became the Steamers. But at the same time, I would love to see a team come back to Las Vegas and bring the glory to Nevada. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a repeat because I think we had Las Vegas Gamblers, right?
We did. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we did. Yeah. We
I
know
I
you're
have-
very fond of Vegas.
I have one. If you don't have one yet, Colin.
I've got a couple, so I'll try to narrow it down.
All right. Well, you can narrow it down when I give mine. This is a play, and I think this comes from me is because we're the World Football Alliance, and we don't really represent much of the world. So I'm taking it. I want a team in Germany, Berlin, Frankfurt, as you know, born there, partial to it. Think about it. October on the football field, beers flowing, pretzels, lederhosen. God, talk about an atmosphere. It'd be great. Put me
My
in
Lederhosen
Germany.
are sweaty just thinking about it.
It'd be great. We just passing pints around, just having a damn good time.
I like that.
I too like international locations because we are the World Football Alliance. However, I do find it to be awkward, and I think most owners do, to go too far away from the United States when 95% of our teams are in the United States. It's awkward if you've got most of your teams in the U.S. and then you've got a team over in Africa. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. So we need to slowly branch out into neighboring
Hiroshima.
countries.
That's interesting pick for a location, Nolan.
I think it's important that we branch out slowly, which is why we picked Montreal.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that is very close to the United States.
It also
So
falls in the same time zones too, so that helps when it comes to travel.
right, it's very important for travel. So I will pick this location, which is very close to the U.S. but is in Canada. I am very fond of Thunder Bay. I
Okay.
think Thunder Bay is a cool location. It sits right next to Lake Superior.
Lake effect winds. A lot of snow.
There's probably a lot of snow there.
Really affect field goals.
Thunder Bay would be a really cool location, but I would like to see us slowly branch out. But that's going to take several seasons of relocating around the world. You know, so we have to migrate. We have to migrate there. We can't
That's
just
fair.
pop in. So
It's
that was a
true.
good question. I liked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one.
I mean, I think there's other states too in the United States that might be
Mm-hmm.
yearning for a team, big and small, from
Well, you can
Texas
go
to Rhode Island to
Yeah.
Carolinas, Georgia. I think there's a lot of
The
there's a lot of opportunity
Northwest
everywhere.
is underrepresented, and I think they've
Yeah.
become bigger and bigger into professional sports. I think that would be
I
another
wouldn't mind
idea.
seeing a Bangor, Maine have a team.
Yeah.
The Bangor Cox.
I don't know if well, I think that's a
We'll
good
table
question.
that one and talk about that one later.
Ooh, gotta go south. Mexico, Brazil. Mexico could be interesting.
Yeah, South America.
And then Chad said if he had his own squad, I'd actually have to go out of country.
Okay.
Location in mind. So
He has
hey,
one in mind.
Ooh.
could start the
Well,
expansion.
see, we do
sooner
have
rather than later.
Jamaica, thankfully. Jamaica
Yeah.
being a very interesting location for a football team.
But so
an
much
American
sense
football
once you
team
get
at
to
that,
know
so.
once
Yeah.
you get to know the owner. It makes
Sure.
so much
Oh,
sense.
for sure. It does.
Yeah.
Not
But I
us
just think
being
it's
fake
great.
Canadians. But before we end, the other thing we wanted to talk about and bring up, and I talked to the guys about it, is obviously we had another piece of very big news this afternoon. Obviously, with a team ownership change, I'm pretty sure at this point everyone knows what we're talking about. As far as Detroit moving to Stefan Forge, which congratulations, welcome to ownership. Excited to see what you do with that team. But on that same level, Alex Dar moved on from that position. He'd been with the league since season 2. I mean, longer than any one of us doing this stream.
Yeah.
I mean, want to thank him for all the hard work and everything he did and everything he put into it.
Yeah, I'm sure
And
that was
I
a
think
tough
those things-
decision.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to say is we'd just love to see Dar hang around and still, stick to a player and maybe get involved in some coaching or whatever it may be. But I don't want to see him go completely.
Well, I think that won't be an issue. Dar was already in the chat tonight, so that is a great sign. So thank you, Alex, for being still willing to be a part of the league and hopefully giving us your experience and lending teams a hand in the future. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
well, I think
Not
we're
to end
coming
on a
up
solemn
on
note, but
we. It is an unusual circumstance, so we'll give it the attention that it needs. But we are coming up on the end of the hour. That was a lot of information in 60 minutes. I think we did a good job.
one more addition: Wolfpack signed Art Vandalay at quarterback.
Ooh,
Who's that?
Okay. Very good. I
Oh,
like it.
don't act like you don't know who Daddy Art is there, Ryan.
Okay.
I'm still not past it.
Yeah, we know.
Leave me grieve.
You're upset. You're upset. So,
Just trying
but
to work through it all.
I had fun tonight.
It was good time.
Want to give a big shout out to everybody who stuck with us and keep sending in your ideas for segments for the helmet. And
But
we'll go
also,
through
if you
those.
have segments in general, we love to hear from everyone on different things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think historically throughout, the entirety of the live stream, the podcast, we've always bounced around segments between each other. But if you have ideas, once again, we always are welcome. We always welcome your thoughts and things that we could discuss. But if not, we'll keep, racking our brains and coming up
We
with
have a
some
couple
mediocre.
things in mind, some things in
We
the
do.
works, some big,
Yep.
some small. But all suggestions are welcome.
Yep, for sure. So
Yeah.
thank you again to everybody that tuned in, and wish everybody luck in week 6.
Yeah. Best of luck. I know it's already started. There was a game today, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
best of luck in week 6 and till the next time, week 7, whatever else.
Bye, y'all.
This is from the Bias Montreal. Charleston, I hope you break your leg.
Oh,
See you on
that'd
the
be
field.
Screw
unfortunate.
you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good evening.